Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good afternoon, friends. Welcome, one and all. It's another episode of Magic Universe with Sharonah. And I'm so happy that you're joining me here today. Just to let you know, this little radio show is all about awakening and embracing your inner personal power and self confidence, as well as shining your light and creating magic and miracles in all areas of your life simply by using tarot and other spiritual tools and maybe a little help from your angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. And hey, here's another one, even your own self in a past incarnation. Who knew? Most importantly, reacting with the divine and loving conscious energy of the magic universe that we are each a part of. So, are you ready to live your magic? Are you ready to be who you really are? Then you are going to want to join me during this hour, and I'm going to invite you to step into your power and awaken your true magic. So, why don't you grab yourself a cup of tea and settle in, because I know this is going to be a fun and very magical hour. Okay, just to tell you a little bit about myself and this show, I'm Sharonah, and I'm the radio host of Magic Universe right here on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. And I'm a tarot reader, I'm a scholar, teacher, an angel Reiki master, and I do a little bit of spiritual life and business coaching, but most of all, I am a teacher of the magical and intuitive arts. And, you know, I just love using such tools as tarot, astrology, numerology, and much, much more. And I use this to help me, but also I show you how you too can live and manifest the life of your dreams. You see, I'm having fun following my dreams. Besides this little radio show and my tarot reading and teaching and coaching, I'm also an artist and designer and writer. And right now, I am finishing up the creation of my tarot deck, the Boho Pixie Tarot, and its companion guidebook, The Little White Dog. And that's where I show with you how to use my revolutionary system for reading tarot, which will have you reading quicker than you can say pixie. So you are fluently speaking the language of tarot by combining numerology together with the tarot and following your own little white dog. So what dreams do you want to create? What do you want to manifest? Please call into the show. After all, this is a magic show, and maybe together I can help you manifest them. Now, to tell you a little bit more about me, I'm coming to you. Coming to you live from the Big Apple. That's New York City, where today it's a cold and sunny day, and right now the moon is in Scorpio, which is really good for us because when the moon is in Scorpio, it helps bring on our intuition and magic. Okay, and I just need to let you know that the show is a live call-in radio show, and we talk about a lot of stuff. We talk about angels and energy healing and astrology, but we especially love tarot and oracle cards. But the most important thing that I want you to tune into is what we call synchronicity, and that's about how you start to embrace your personal magic and see it happening all around you. So I teach you how to raise your energy so that you have good high vibrations. And that way you can create, generate, and attract more love and magic into your life. And One of my favorite things that I love doing here on this show is introducing my listeners to members of our tarot and medical physical community. And well, today I have a couple of extra special guests. You see, these are my tarot teachers and mentors, Ruth Ann and Wald Amberstone. And after we finish with the interview, please call in. I will be taking a few calls if you want me to do like a mini tarot reading for you. So please call in, but get into the line and you'll see there's a prompt that you press the number 1 on your keypad, and that will let me know that you want me to take your call, because we have people that are just listening in and they don't want me to take their call. Okay, so you want to do that if you want to talk to me. And the phone number is 714-816-4628. Now, that's just if you want to listen, as I said before. And if you want to be live on the air, you need to press that number 1 on your phone keypad. Okay? And another way that you can join us is we do have a chat room. And in order to do that, you want to make sure that that you go to the tarotguild.com/chat, and you'll be able to chat in there. You'll also see that we also broadcast the show over YouTube. So you might want to hop in that way. There's just so many ways that you can come in and you can talk to us. And when you go into the website for the Tarot Guild, you just want to check out everything there, because we have a lot of wonderful things that are happening over there. And of course, one of our other sponsors is the Psychic Talk Radio Network. And that's the one and only radio network with spirit. So please check that out and learn more about our upcoming radio shows, our hosts, and all the good fun things that we're doing here. And don't want you to forget, if you want to reach me when I'm not live on the air, you can always email me at Sharonah. That's Sharonah, SharonAh at psychictalk.net. And leave me a message there and let me know if there's a show that you want me to do, or you know someone that might want to be on the show. That's where you go and you do that. Okay, so now it's time to rock and roll, and it's time to get our magic on. So today, as I said earlier, we have some really special people coming on our show. I'm so excited. Ruth Ann and Wald Amberstone are the co-founders of the Tarot School. And together, they teach, write, and publish about tarot on all levels, from divination to psychology to esotericism, can't talk today, and magical practice. And they are actually my mentors and my teachers. They're among my teachers. I've had many teachers, but they stand out at the top of the pack of my teachers. And to tell you a little about them, Ruth Ann began her career as a reader in 1974, and Walt picked up his first tarot deck and began his tarot studies in 1959. And they both have been awarded the honorary rank of Certified Tarot Grandmasters in 1998. And they are the founders of the Tarot School, which opened its doors in 1995. Now you don't have to be in New York to take advantage of their wonderful classes. They're now doing them on Zoom. So I will certainly let you know where you can get in touch with them at the Tarot School, because you're going to want to certainly go to the Zoom classes. And they also give wonderful courses, all of which I've taken, by the way. And they also have the Tarot Tips newsletter. And they've written books. They've written The Secret Language of Tarot, 78 practical techniques to enhance your tarot readings. And they also were contributors to Ciro Marchetti's Legacy of the Divine Tarot and the Llewellyn Tarot Reader Almanacs. So they've just done so many wonderful things. And one of the things that they also did for many years is the Reader Studio, which has been on hiatus, but we're going to talk about that it is coming back. And I just can't go on enough about how much I love Ruth Ann and Wald Amberstone. So I am going to bring the two of them on right now so that they can.
Hello.
So you can, hi there. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful day. How are you doing?
Well, we're doing fine, and thank you for having us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
We haven't seen each other for a while. Yeah.
I know. I
Can
know,
you hear
but
me okay?
you can hear me. I can hear you perfectly.
Good.
You're coming in loud and clear. We're trying something new where I've got you both on two different telephones, and it's working out really good. So we've got a three-way party line going here.
Lovely.
A little bit of technical magic.
Yeah, you know what? Anything I don't understand is magic sometimes. So, and, I'm so happy to have you here. And, I know you have put so much love into what you do, the love of tarot. But for the folks that don't know you, that are listening in, why don't you share your journey as icons in the tarot world? How did you get started? I know, Wald, you got started really, what was it, 1959? So what was it like back in 1959 in the tarot world?
I thought you said 1859. That would have been good.
Yeah, as far as I knew at the time, there was no tarot world. There was only, I think, one book that I could find. There was only one deck that I could find. There were no people that I knew that were interested in tarot or did tarot in any way. It was practically an unknown thing then. You had to wander into a head shop, into a place where they sold, pipes and weed and magic books and stuff like that, to find a tarot deck in a display case, which is what I did. And then there was only the one deck. It was a Marseille deck, and that was all you could get hold of. And then after a while, we had another book. And after a while, what's his name, Stuart Kaplan came along and published the weight deck, and all of a sudden there was a whole world of people jumping in to take part in the whole thing. By 1964, 65, there were more books being written, more, there was a conference or two, I think, going on at the time. I'm not sure about that, but I think there were some.
Then.
I know that they taught that there were the head shops at the time, the magic shops that were proliferating in New York, all had tarot cards, and they all had teachers who would teach tarot and do tarot readings. And pretty soon it became a pretty lively place. There was a community, and it grew and grew and grew and grew until now today it encompasses millions of people all over the world. So it's been quite a journey, and I was there at the beginning, at least the beginning of modern 20th century tarot. The tarot had also, of course, been the property, the intellectual property and the spiritual property of magical organizations around the world, but you didn't know about them because they were closed, secret places, and the public had no knowledge of them at all. So the beginning of public tarot, the beginning of a public tarot community, probably began in the early 1960s. I was there for that.
Wow. Well, thank you for for your contribution. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And
it was really funny. I used to go to the social clubs and stuff in New York. There was a newspaper called the Village Voice. In the Village Voice, they used to advertise for parties that would take place on the weekend, and you'd go and you'd have a good social time, and it was really a lot of fun. And I went to some of those parties, and after a while became a kind of a regular. And I used to do tarot readings all the time. And I would have, all I'd have to do is let people know, or you just take out the cards and put them on a table, and all of a sudden I'd be surrounded by people who wanted information. And what was really funny was that in those days I was single, and I used to, get girls dropping their telephone numbers in my lap by the dozens. I don't know if you know that, if that was part of it.
well, I remember even with me when I got into it a little bit later than you, but I got it into reading the cards, I guess, in college, and it made you like a popular kid. Suddenly, everyone wanted to talk to you. So
Yeah.
I always laugh. I say, if you want to get popular, learn how to read the tarot, and you'll be the most popular person at any party that you go to. Little secret there.
You could go into a restaurant or a bar, down by yourself at a table, take out your cards and spread them on the table and play around with them. And before you know it, you'd have a whole bunch of people standing around and sitting next to you and wanting to know more.
Yep,
It's strange.
that's the truth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think, for some people, there's a lot of misconceptions around the tarot, what it is and what it's a gateway to. What have you, what are some of the misconceptions that are out there about tarot that you want to let our listeners know might be true or might not be true?
Oh dear, Ruth Ann, you want to do that one?
No, I'm not aware of that many misconceptions anymore, other than the old-fashioned work of the devil. And I suppose that there are some people who still feel that way, but I really don't think that that's part of the current belief system. And things have changed a lot in terms of understanding of tarot and usage, especially with the younger generations. They really are drawn to it, and many things, part of the spiritual work. So I don't know. I mean, do you have some misconception in mind, Sharonah?
Well, I mean, there's always the ones like that you have to, things like you have to have someone buy a deck for you, or that you have to be you have to be psychic to read the tarot. You have to be born psychic, or yeah.
Well, we have one rule about tarot, and that there are no rules.
Awesome.
Whatever works for you, and if you do not have to have your first deck gifted to you at all, but if you feel that is something special, and that you know of someone who would really like to do that for you, and it makes a difference, then why not? I mean, but you don't have to. I think that at the time when that whole belief came about, there really were not that many tarot decks. Now there are thousands and thousands, and there are many people who just collect them because of the art, for various reasons. They have friends who are creating decks and they want to support them. It's a very different world than it was back then, and it's pretty difficult to avoid buying your own deck if that's something that you want to do. But as far as any kind of rituals are concerned, wrapping them in silk or charging them under the moon, rituals are very personal. And I would never say, no, don't do that. I mean, unless, of course, it's going to be putting somebody in danger, and I can't think of anything like that. what is important to you and as a practitioner and what works for you, then do that. But there are no shoulds.
Definitely. That is good. That's good to know. Well, do you have anything you want to contribute to that? To those
I'm just curious to know
that might be up there.
if you have any personal rules with regard to acquiring decks or, you know, or practicing with them, whatever it is you practice. Do you have any rules you follow?
I mainly just say just do it. It's, you know, to me, buying and using a tarot deck is no different from buying a book or going into an art gallery and looking at art on the wall. You know, you're looking at words and symbols. And for me, I like to say, you put those together and they start creating pathways in your mind that you can come up with solutions and ideas and just really increase your consciousness to what is around you. I mean, I think they're just beautiful tools.
When you buy a tarot deck, you're inviting magic into your life.
Yeah, well, they invite magic is, you know, people think of it as being something that is rare, but just the fact that we were alive is magic. Magic is everywhere.
Do you have a definition for that word? Do you know when you say magic, what do you mean?
I always kind of go back to where it comes from. You know, you think of the word imagination, but also there's the word mag. You know, the people that were in the Bible, like the three wise men. But I think imagination is, you know, maybe the key word that they tap into your imagination. What do you have a definition for magic?
Well, yes, I do. I actually have my own. I guess everybody would have. Excuse me. But for me, magic is simply the mystery of the universe made manifest.
Exactly. I like that. I really like that. Ruth Ann, do you have a definition?
Not specifically. I like Wald. I find it difficult to top that one.
No, I think as usual, Wald, he says it all.
Pretty much.
I was lucky enough to talk about how I got to know the two of you. I was lucky enough to go to your classes when you had them in New York City, and then I also went to your classes when you were doing them in Forest Hills, and I was really lucky to find you and also, you know, take your classes. I completed your correspondence course, which I highly recommend. That's still available, right? You can still do that, Walt?
Yes, definitely.
You know, yeah, I kind of call you're like kind of like the Harvard, you know, if there were like, you know, colleges to study this, you would be up there with Harvard and Princeton. Let's put it that way.
Well, thank you. That's
creme de
very
la creme.
kind.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, you kind of all put it all together because it's not, you know, just looking before I came on the air, I got out my notebook that I had that actually went back to like, I think 2013 was, I think, when I took the course with you. And it's a course where it's all in there, everything from Kabbalah to numerology to symbolism to magic. You know, you just kind of touch on everything. That what I love is how just pick any card in the deck and it opens so many doors. You know, each card, it's not just one door that it opens, it's multiple doors. And, you know, I thank you for turning me on to that.
You're very welcome. What was it in you that was attracted to it in the first place? I don't think anybody can come to this and stay with it if they have not got already a solid, strong reason for attraction. You've got to have it in you first before you get to it.
You mean, how did I come to the course? My journey?
Not only to the course, but to tarot in general and to the desire to study it. I mean, it's well enough to be curious and to buy a deck out of curiosity and have it as a curiosity in your house. It's another thing entirely to follow tarot as a path. Follow to spend the money, to take the time to learn its intricacies. And so you'd have to have that propensity in you to begin with, would you not?
Yeah, well, I love to learn, and I actually, first deck that I started with back in high school was actually a Marseille deck, but before that, I used to read with a regular poker deck, and I also had like a pendulum. I had a pendulum that I used to play with as a kid. So I don't know, it was kind of like a calling that I felt very comfortable and very, it was just something that I loved. It just felt true. And what I loved helping people. So I felt that it was a tool that I could help people, and be of service. That was fun, and I also love art. So one of the things that has been really, that I've enjoyed on my journey with the tarot is seeing how it's evolved, how there's just, you name it, there's now a tarot deck out there that features a theme. So, it's a great art form.
When you began, did working with the deck make you special in any way with the people you knew?
Come again,
Did working with tarot set you apart? Did it make you peculiar among your friends?
Probably, but I didn't mind that.
Yeah.
That was a good thing. I worked in the fashion business for many years, and everyone used to laugh because I always had a tarot deck in my pocket, and rather than, it kind of made me kind of different in that it attracted to me the people that I wanted, and maybe the people that I didn't want around me, they wouldn't come near me.
Yes.
So,
there goes the witch Sharonah, right?
Yeah.
You like the idea of being a symbolic witch?
Of course. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know that right now that you're doing the Zoom classes, so you don't have to come to New York now to meet up with Ruth Ann and Wald. You can do the Zoom classes. So why don't you tell everyone about that? Because I'm sure there's people out there that are going to say, wow, I want to do that too. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's been really wonderful for us. When we first started, the only people who could come study with us were local to either New York City and then later Queens. And it was great. I mean, we met some really fabulous people. We had a wonderful time, and our time in Manhattan was very special. But when we started the correspondence course, and then later, especially with the Zoom classes, I had written about consider the correspondence course as Tarot School without walls, because there were no boundaries in terms of geography, but still the in-person classes were limited like that unless we were teaching at a conference. And now well, our current classes, we have somebody calling in from Australia, and we've had people from China and other countries as well. And it's been really great, not only for us, but having different cultural perspectives from the students when we have discussions and things. And we all learn from each other all the time. And there's the way the classes are structured is that there's, instructional part, and then there are practical exercises, and we have breakout rooms where people can exchange readings. And so there's a social connection, even though we're not all in the same physical room. It's, we've really gotten to know people very well. The classes on the Zoom have been going for, almost 3 years now. I know we're working on class this tomorrow. It's going to be class 136, I think. So it's been a very successful format, and people keep coming back. And so that's how you know that you're doing good work, if you have people coming back all the time. And so we're very pleased to keep doing that as long as we can.
Well, I hope you keep on doing it forever, because
well, I don't know forever.
So what night of the week is there like a night of the, is it once a week? Is there a night of the week that you do them? And how can people become part of it?
Well, we've always had classes on Monday night. That started because in another life, I was a singer-songwriter, and there was a songwriting workshop type situation that I went to on Monday nights, and it was very special for me. It was like, most people say, oh my God, it's Monday. Mondays are horrible. But for me, Mondays were magical because I was able to be with people I loved and doing something I loved. And so when we went to choose when we were going to have our weekly classes, for me, it had to be Monday. And I still think that it's a good way to start the week. We have them at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, which works pretty well for most time zones. But we also record all the classes. We have video recordings, and anyone who registers, whether they are there or not, gets the recording. And we actually have quite a number of students who participate that way because of time constraints or activity constraints where they're doing busy on Monday nights and can't attend. And we do give credits for classes. We've always given credits for them so that people can earn a Tarot School degree, which is an internal degree. It's not certification, but the degrees for us represent a degree of change that a person would tend to go through after studying under supervision for a year. So anyone who attends a class gets credit for that class. We keep track. And my brain just sort of like went zip. So I don't know if there was anything else you wanted to know about it. But
well, we want to, give out your website, because that's the first place where people can come and find you. So your website is the Tarot School.
Yep.
That's easy, right?
Yeah, and you tarotschool.com.
Yeah.
We actually have registered the Tarot School. So if you do the tarotschool.com, I think you'll still get there.
So you're the only tarot school. That is awesome. I love that.
No,
and
we're not, actually. We're not. We were when we
You're the only
started.
registered one.
There are now hundreds and hundreds of tarot schools of India and, Oshkosh and whatever. But we are probably at this point probably the oldest tarot school that uses those words. So
awesome. And I know one of my favorite things that that you used to do, and it stopped also when the world stopped for the pandemic and everything, was the Reader's Studio. That would happen in the spring. So, you know, I'm sure our listeners are going to want to know about that and what's going on with that now. What are the new developments and everything about the Reader's Studio?
Well, we produced the Reader Studio from 2003 up until we had planned to do a conference in 2020, which was all set to go, and that did not happen. We were hopeful that we could do it the following year, and then even the following year after that. And so between the developments with the pandemic and also the fact that we have gotten a lot older since then, it's not something that we were physically able to do. Plus, I remember something I wanted to say about the salons. The reason that we do them only once a week is that it takes the better part of the week to prepare in terms of Wald writes all this material, and there's a lot of administrative work that goes into it, and so there really wasn't a way that we could do both, and we had to make a choice. We felt that doing the weekly classes was something that was important and that we could sustain. Doing the annual conference, which usually takes about a year and a half to prepare for, we just didn't have it. And it was very sad. We really felt that we're just going to have to let it go. But we were approached by Michelle and Roger Welch, who have been producing other tarot conferences. They do Tide in Dallas and the Northwest Tarot Symposium in the Northwest, and have done very well with it. They're lovely people, and they offered to step up and help keep it going. And so there will be a Reader Studio at the end of April in 2024, and that you can still get tickets and information at readerstudio.com or thereaderstudio.com. Both of them will work. We are planning, all things being equal, to be there as guests. And so that's going to be a very different experience for us. We'll be able to, see all the people we want to see and have a good time and not be working. Which will be different. I have to admit, it is weird because it's been such a big part of our life for so long, but we do trust Roger and Michelle to do a good job. We have been involved with their process to a degree, and they are keeping as much as possible the roster of instructors who were scheduled to teach in 2020. There are some who cannot make it for various reasons, and so they have found other presenters, and they know a lot of great people. So I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful time.
I know, and I'm so excited, and I know that it's going to be a lot of fun. So, if it calls to you, I'm telling everyone, you definitely want to come to the Reader Studio in New York City. And you'll learn a lot, and you'll meet a lot of amazing people. You meet your family of tarot.
Yes, it's true.
Of tarot folks. Yeah.
And for tarot professionals, it's been a real boon in terms of networking. A lot of people have gotten a big boost to their professional careers. They've made book deals and traveling, touring opportunities and just meeting other authors. It's we've been told anyway that it's been transformational for quite a number of people. So that's another good reason to come if you're at that level. And if you're not, that's totally fine too. There's a lot of people who will meet you with open arms.
As we were saying earlier, you can meet people through tarot. It's the best way to get popular and meet people.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, there are lots of people who do not know, they don't have anyone in their immediate vicinity who does tarot. They don't, so being in the same room with people who are kindred spirits is an incredible experience. It's a very supportive atmosphere. You don't have to explain anything to anybody, like who you are, what you're doing. There's none of that. And that also has been invaluable for many people.
Definitely. I mean, one of the things that I love is you never know when you sit down at a table who you're going to be sitting next to. You might be sitting next to someone you've read all their books. And the fact that you kind of sit down in the beginning like equals and read for each other is something that is just unbelievable. Such a good thing. So I guess finish up with how do you see the future of tarot evolving?
Well, from my point of view, I watch it fairly carefully, and tarot has emerged from the shadows of magical practice into a world of art, psychology, philosophy, and technique that allows for individuals to shine and to show their stuff. You don't have to be simply a member of a community now in order to take part. Now you can design your own deck, write your own book, and take part in the creative process, from the start. And tarot has gotten to be enormously creative. And a lot of the decks that are out there now are essentially statements, personal statements of the beliefs of the author. The decks once upon a time were attempts to describe a magical universe according to an esoteric tradition of one kind or another. Now, those decks are rare compared to the number of decks that are statements of personal belief and personal approach. So the artistic and personal approach to tarot is becoming the big deal now, or has already become the big deal, and I think it will only get to be more so. And I think that the actual goings on in the world, the wars, cultures, the challenges of climate change, all the things that are happening now that make the world so dramatic are going to play a bigger and bigger part in the kind of tarot that is produced. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. And where it goes from there, I really couldn't tell you. The world is changing so fast that it's almost impossible to predict. But tarot will certainly be a part of it and reflect what's going on. What do you think about that?
I love that. And Ruth Ann, is there something that you'd like to add?
One thing that's fairly dramatic and obvious is that the decks have become much more inclusive. And I don't think that there are any new decks coming out that are as homogenous as they used to be, if that's the right word, unless it's meant to be. So if there is a deck that is meant to reflect a particular culture, then that will be the predominant, depiction of the characters in the tarot. Otherwise, they are all mixed race and mixed sexual orientation and mixed everything you can think of. And that's been a change that's been developing over the past maybe 10 years, but it's definitely much more so now than it had been previously.
There's an interesting
Definitely.
aspect to this. Excuse me. One of the things you could say about tarot is that tarot is a portrait of what it means to be human.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that means that as people understand that being human encompasses a great deal more than the standards of social acceptance, that the social universe reflects all of the things that Ruth Ann was talking about: race, religion, sexuality, all the things that make us different as well as the things that make us the same. And tarot is going to reflect that.
I love that. I love that. That's so good. Oh my. Thank you, Wald, and thank you, Ruth Ann. Thank you for your knowledge and everything that you share with us all. And once again, can you tell us where our listeners can follow you? Because I know they will want to.
Our website is at tarotschool.com. We have a monthly newsletter called Tarot Tips that you can subscribe to there. We also we wrote a book called The Secret Language of Tarot, and it has just been re-released by Wiser a few days ago, actually. The second edition came out, which is now also available by audio book, which is a first, and it's slightly different title, Unlocking the Secret Language of Tarot, and that is not available on our website right now, but you can get it at any of the standard bookstore outlets or your local bookstore. If they don't have it, you can ask for it. We were very proud of that particular book because it deals with the symbols that are in the cards as opposed to interpretations and card meanings and things. So although it uses the Waite-Smith deck, it can often be used with other decks to really talk about, there are mountains that appear in an awful lot of the cards. What is that about? What's special about mountains? So there is information on our website about that book as well, even though we're not selling it. And we have lots of things, lots of different ways to learn, from simple study guides, which are extremely affordable, to a degree program, which has personal coaching with Wald, and lots of things. So tarotschool.com, and our email address is tarot@tarotschool.com.
And of course, you can always get in touch with us that way and ask us any questions that you may have. And if you want to find out more, you can just, let us know that you're interested, and we'll get in touch with you and talk to you. We're very personal that way.
Awesome.
We enjoy talking to people directly. Yeah, we're easy to get hold of.
I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for joining me here today. Thank you for being, one of my teachers and my mentors. What more can I say? I know that my listeners are going to love you too. Thank you so much. I love you so much.
Thank you
for inviting us, Sharonah. It's really nice to see you or to talk to you again too.
It's a pleasure. It's been too long, and we'll talk to each other sooner than it's been. But we're talking to each other now. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, folks, I'm going to be, taking some calls in a few minutes. But I need to, looking at the clock on the wall, we've been having so much fun. I need to update everyone on what is coming up next on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. So I want to remind you that on Friday, November the 17th, Catherine Hahn will be back on the air with her Compassionate Light Radio. And then coming back, we have, let's see, on the Saturday after that, November 18th, Mary Brown and Dex Carlisle will be back on the air with Tarot Today Live. And then I will be back on the air on, let's see, November 26th. And I will have a special guest, which I'll tell you a little bit about that when we get to the end of the show. And before I forget, it is, it's time for me to take some phone calls because I see people have been hanging in there. So I want to make sure that I get to as many people as possible. So right now, I'm going to go to area code 913. What is your name and where you're calling from? You're live and on the air. Hi.
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon. My name is Jessica, and I'm calling from Kansas.
Hi. I hope you're enjoying the show today. And thanks
very
for calling in.
Thank you.
So what's going on? Is there something you like to say, or do you want us to pull some cards on something?
I just wanted to know, I guess, like, what's coming up in my love life. I'm newly single, and I just wanted to know if I had anything coming up there.
Okay, so you're newly single, and you want to know what's coming up for you?
Yes, in my love life.
In your love life. Okay, let me grab some cards. See. Okay. Okay, so I want you to know that your angels have heard your prayers and they're bringing joyful changes to your life. So get ready to move forward. So this is something that's going to be coming up really quickly. And it's going to start unfolding quickly. Things are going to be happening very rapidly. And I see someone coming up in your life very soon. I mean, you've been alone. You've spent time working on yourself, and you've had, time to focus on what you want to see, and you're shining your light. And are you going out? How are you? Are you going out there to meet people? Are you on social media? How are you going to make this happen?
Because I'm definitely on social media. I'm like kind of in hermit mode right now, but I have been praying about someone, a certain person, I guess. And I feel like I've been seeing like signs that this person is coming in. I've been seeing a ton of angel numbers and stuff, and I just don't know if that's like, if it's like actually happening, if it's like the person that I'm wanting.
Well, okay. I pulled a card right away. I got a card for someone coming into your life. They might be, or it might be an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. Okay, but it's someone who is really a leader, someone who's independent, and I think it's going to happen quickly. I really do. I see it happening fast. It's up to you when you see this person to make the move. And as far as timing, it's like perfect timing. It looks good. Let's put it that way.
So will it be like this month?
It's let's see. Well, the card that I think it says perfect timing. So that means it's going to happen quickly. So when you see that person, you need to decide and make the move, and it's kind of like get ready for a miracle. That there's going to be good stuff, all good stuff. I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for calling in. Love you so much.
Have a nice afternoon.
See. Thank you. Okay, I am going to go to area code 310. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Vince. I'm calling from New York.
Hi.
Hi. So I have a specific job question. I just started a job. It's a warehouse job that I really can't stand, but I'm taking because to have something right now. But 3 weeks ago, I applied for a job at a can company where they make cans for the breweries and the soda companies and whatnot. And the guy really liked me. I spoke with him on Friday. Well, I didn't speak with him, but he emailed me on Friday. He said he's already told HR that he wants them to hire me. And he said to be patient. HR is going to reach out to you anytime soon. So I'm just wondering how long it'll be before I hear from them.
Okay. And you say you're currently working now, but it's not.
Yeah, I just started this job this week, but I'm not happy there. It's not a good fit for me.
Yeah, I definitely see you walking away from that. But don't walk away from it till you get, you see, you get something coming through. Yeah, it's right now you're in kind of like a waiting period, a pause. But something is definitely coming through that it's going to be a more perfect fit. The main thing is you need to be patient, okay, and just kind of, go with the flow and just kind of enjoy where you're at right now. But there is definitely something that's going to come through that's going to be a better fit for you. As far as timing, I know that you want to know about timing on it. Let me just see if I can get something timing coming through on it. As I said, it's definitely coming through. You just need to be patient. It might happen around the end of the year, but the end of the year is coming fast. So,
Right.
I mean, what I'm getting is hang in there. Just kind of, go with the flow where you are. But there is something on the horizon that will bring you purpose and joy. But not to overlook that where you're at, you might meet good people that could also enrich your life where you are. Okay.
Okay.
But not to be upset that it's kind of a quiet period. But things will definitely pick up, and you have a lot of gifts that you can share with the world, and the world is waiting for them. So it's just really a matter of time.
Yeah, I'm barely able to make my bills and everything and rent and groceries, but I haven't put any money aside for my car payment. That's the biggest worry right now. And I know that if with this job, with the money I'm making, I'll be able to put enough aside to make my car payments on a monthly basis for now. But with everything else coming up, and I think it's just a really, really difficult avenue at this point for me. So I'm just worried about losing my car and everything. So it's just been a real bad struggle for me financially.
Yeah. What I'm getting there, as I said, that there's opportunities that are around you which won't be the final solution to everything, but is there? It's like kind of saying that there's something that you can do at the same time as this job. Maybe there's a part-time job that you can do in addition to the job that you're doing. I mean, there's a lot of energy of that around you.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
of even
I,
of even doing a second job,
yeah, I was
particularly now
thinking
with the
about that.
holidays coming on. Yeah, there might be like a
Yeah.
seasonal job, and to do that at
Right.
the same time and just hang in there, and that that could be very helpful because there, you know, there's you have that energy around you.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I hope
Um,
that helps. Thank you so
yeah.
much for calling in. Love you, and
Okay. Thanks.
um, say good things. Thank you. I'm going to
All
put you
right.
back in
Thanks.
so you can listen. Okay, going to area code 475. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Sean from Stamford, Connecticut.
Hi, Sean. How you doing? Always good when you call in.
Thank you.
Let me pull some cards for you. You want me to pull some cards?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Yes. Let's see
Also,
what's
while you're
coming
doing
through.
that, I was in my local bookstore and I found something that you may be interested in. It was a New York City themed tarot cards.
Yes, the Urban Tarot. I'm familiar with that deck. It's been out a while. I do have it in my collection. Yeah, yeah. Now that's really the one that has the subway map on it, right? With
That's
the subway
correct,
map
yes.
on it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a very creative deck, and I don't know. I'm not sure when it came out, but I have the
I
deck,
thought
and I
you when
also
I saw them, though.
yeah, yeah. That's really okay. Here's what I'm getting for you right now. I'm getting that. Okay, you like our previous caller. You're it's in a period where you're kind of waiting for something, and what you need to do is look at it from a different perspective. And, you know, if things seem a little upside down, kind of go with that because it'll give you a different perspective on what you're seeing and can lead to movement as far as what you want to see happening in your life. And you're going to move into a period where you're going to have a lot of choices, a lot of options coming up in your as far as you know what's going to be happening. I see this happening mainly happening toward the end of the year, which is coming up soon. And I keep hearing a voice whispering in my ear that you are awesome. So just you want to go with that you are totally awesome. And it's saying that now is a good time. Are you studying any of the metaphysical or healing arts? Because this is the perfect time for you to do those things.
I did study some Reiki recently.
Well, it's going to be a good fit. You're going to that's going to bring a lot of joy into your life, and that's going to make you really happy. It's going to really change your life. So that's something that'll be very helpful to you. And yeah. But yeah, you're a special person, and there's some kind of gift or legacy that will be coming into your life, and you're going to get in touch with it through your spiritual practice, which the Reiki can certainly be a part of it, and really bring change into your life, because that's kind of why you're here. You are, Sean, you are a healer, and definitely go out there and heal. You have a lot of compassion and emotional maturity, and you're definitely on the right path. And
Thank you very much.
there's
I also made some
don't
new
give up.
friends recently, and one of them is becoming a pediatric nurse.
So you'll need to pull. I got one more call that I've got to take, but let me pull a card. You want me to pull a card on her?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have her name.
So
Her name is Angel.
Angel. Well, that's the perfect name. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm getting. That this is definitely the one that's worth waiting for. You've been waiting for this person. She could be your soulmate. And once again, this whole thing about patience, give it a chance. You know, it's not something, remember that song, You Can't Hurry Love. It's just got to wait.
Right.
But even though you know her, you got to you have to let go of any control issues and allow the situation to unfold naturally. And
yeah, she just
I
graduated
see good
nursing
stuff.
school. She just graduated nursing school. She's not sure where she's going to end up. She has connections to a hospital in New Jersey, but we'll see how that goes. And I met her literally by accident, and I see off and on. She works in a local restaurant in New Jersey where I go off and on, and we just gotten very friendly, and things have just worked out well so far. And I'm not going to push it,
Yeah.
but things have cooked off so well, pretty well.
Yeah. Well, I definitely see. I think you once said you were in Connecticut. You might be moving to New Jersey because I see movement there. So you never know. Just give it time and let it unfold. And as I said, I keep getting, someone whispering in my ear that you're awesome. You are awesome. So go for it. Go for your awesomeness. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. I'm going to be able to take one more call. So I'm going to area code 914. What is your name and where are you calling from? Hi. Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ashiel. I'm calling from New York.
Hi. Can I pull some cards for you today, or what? How can I help you today?
I have a question. There's someone that I'm talking to that I'm kind of interested in, the romantic level. I can give you some initial JP.
Okay.
And I'm curious what kind of the angel can tell me about that situation.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, so looking good. I mean, wow. Okay. I got some really good cards for you. Okay, so this is a wonderful time in your life. Okay, and I think you're going to see any difficulties that you have, they're going to be falling away, and you're going to be moving forward. Just have faith that it'll work out. And yeah, I mean, I think this relationship looks really promising. Once again, let go with the flow. Don't push it. Just go with it. And it looks really good. I mean, this seems like the time to, celebrate and know that, this might be the one. I pulled a card that symbolizes, a deep emotional relationship. And this could be the one.
Okay, sounds good. I just look forward to it. I was just curious.
I couldn't hear you.
I said,
what was the other question?
I said I'm happy. I look forward to it. But can I also ask if you see anybody else besides JP? Because you never know nowadays.
Right now, I mean, well, yeah, I can see other people. I mean, we live in a world of people, but there's one person in particular that is very promising.
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
it looks very promising. Okay. Thank you for calling in. And
Thank you.
let me just check and see what's going on in the chat room. Oh, we got a lot of wonderful people in the chat room. You always want to go in there because there's always really good stuff going on in there. And yeah, looking good. So, I'll be back on with the show. If I didn't get to your questions, but I think I got to everyone today, I'll be back on Sunday, November the 26th. I'm going to have a really special guest. I'm going to have another one of my teachers and mentors and friends. I'm going to have Teresa Reed on my show. She's going to be talking about her tarot journey, but especially about a new book that she's written. It's called The Cards You're Dealt, How to Deal with Life When It Gets Real, when you really need to turn to tarot. And so you're certainly going to want to tune into that. But it looks like I need to wrap the show up that it's that time. So I do want to let everyone know this is your Magic Mama. I'm Sharonah, and I do want to leave you. I always like to leave people with this message, and it's about, you hear about magical words, and there's actually two sets of magical words that I always tell people. One of them is I am. When you say I am, you want to say really good things about yourself, because whatever you say you are, that's what you are, and that's how your day goes. And the other thing is you want to always say thank you. Those are the most magical words, because once you have a grateful heart, you become a magnet for miracles. And speaking of thank you, I want to thank each one of you, my listeners, my dear friends here in this magical community. I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. And I do want to let you know, if no one told you this, that you are loved, okay? You are enough, just the way you are. And this world would not be the same without each one of you. We're all perfect. We're all part of a perfect puzzle that fits together, that is essential to all that is. So don't forget to keep shining that light of yours. And if you have a question, well, you can always tune into the show, but you can also talk to that great divine universe that we're each part of. You can find answers there. So know that the universe has your back, and I always say you want to keep your energy and your vibrations high, and I always invite you to step into your power and awaken your true magic. So until we meet again, which will be Sunday, November the 26th, I want you to know that I love you all. I want to do a shout out to Ruth Ann and Wald Amberstone. I love you so much, and thank you for joining me. And thank you, everyone. I love you. Bye-bye.